We are here with Larry Lessig at eTech in San Diego, and Larry just gave his keynote, which was fantastic, about the political corruption and what he wants to do about it. And he very graciously agreed to speak with us, even if he's exhausted. Thank you very much, Larry. Two very simple questions. The first question is regarding the forthcoming end of the primaries in the US and the forthcoming elections in November. You endorsed Barack Obama, so have I. Even if I cannot vote, I would if I could. Why do you think he's a great candidate, and why do you think he would be a great president?
Well, there are many dimensions. It's going to overdetermine for me because I actually was a colleague of his at Chicago, so I know him not as a politician but as a person first. But in the area of technology, I think the reason is that, in my view, he has given us the most subtle and intelligent suite of policy choices in the context of technology. So network neutrality position he's taken is not an extreme version, or not a version that caves into the telecom companies, but actually creates a kind of neutrality which would be enforceable and valuable. With government data, he's elaborated a position that would require government data to be accessible, downloadable, machine-readable form in a way that can be used by people not in the government. And has a vision of a chief technology officer who would be balancing technology and policy for the federal government as a whole. These are all, not signals into the soul of Obama himself, but into the team that I think he's collected, and I think they're good signals. So that's at least part of the reason why I would be strongly supportive.
Thank you. And we are going to have an election in Italy in about a month's time. Our governments are less stable than those in the US, and even if the electoral turnout in Italian elections is rather high, at least compared to American standards, political activism has been waning a little in the last 20 years, I would say. You have been a great advocate of using technological tools to increase the involvement of younger generations into political activity. What could you recommend that we could potentially implement to make it so that, as well as in the US, in Italy or elsewhere in Europe, technology is used for this kind of goals?
Well, I think the key insight is to recognize the importance of architecting participation so that people can be doing it while they're doing other things. So if your model of political participation is coming to a meeting and staying in a smoky room from 6 o'clock till 9 o'clock at night, there's a very small section of the population who will be able to do that. But if you begin to think about making politics the sort of thing you can do between doing your email and chatting with your friends and watching television and doing your work, then more people will be doing it. So if you begin to create bite-sized chunks of activism that are spread on the net and are fun to play with or fun to do, the way Wikipedia makes bite-sized chunks of editing projects that people have an interest in doing, then I think you can involve a much wider range of the public. And the key is to recognize the next generation is the multitasking generation. And so you have to build the product that you want them to engage in a way that seamlessly connects to everything else. And I think that's going to be the big key to political participation of women.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.